Healthwise Enterprise, the health food store that's located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, about 3 blocks west of Ryan. And we're there to service you Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7. And you can give us a call directly at the store at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-DIET. Our old number still works, 313-366-DIET. And you can leave me a text or give me a call at 313-600-8532. It's so much stuff going on about COVID this and COVID that. And we presented a lot of information about it. But today I want to talk about keeping a clean house with non-toxic chemicals. Okay. As you see here, I got some detergent. My wife can be wondering where her detergent is at. But I just want to show you there's natural detergents that doesn't have the chemicals in it. So when you go to wash your clothes, you put them on, you're not absorbing them all day long. Okay. And what I like to do is take a cup or two of the acidic water that we have at Healthwise and put that in each load. Okay. That it just and helps with the cleansing, but it helps to neutralize a lot of the chemicals and poisons because you still got your tap water. So that helps to address that too. But these natural cleansers, most people already have them in your home. Okay, you can clean your home using natural ingredients like baking soda, okay, vinegar, coconut oil, lemon, Castile soap, and as one more that's not on this list is called rubbing alcohol. Okay, and I have ran across an article about rubbing alcohol, and I'm gonna see if I can find it while we on the air. Okay, but the other information that I just thought was like a breath of fresh air. Okay, commercial cleaners emit toxic chemicals that may cause headaches and respiratory difficulties, organ damage, and cancer. That's how powerful breathing those poisons in. You can clean your home efficiently and safely using natural ingredients like baking soda, vinegar, coconut oil, lemon, Castile soaps. Essential oils can be added to all of your homemade cleansing supplies and laundry detergents for an extra antimicrobial boost. You know, like the peppermint oil, okay, or the lavender oil. Ditch synthetic air fresheners and scented candles for an aromatherapy diffuser, which smells wonderful and has therapeutic benefits. We've had diffusers at Healthwise, and if folks want to get some diffusers, we can get some more. A cleansed, decluttered home provides a much-needed sanctuary from the daily grind. It's hard to fully decompress if your home is dirty and untidy. And the average American worker spends nearly 1 hour on housework daily in an attempt to keep a house clean. But there's a misconception that in order to truly clean your house, you got to don rubber gloves and spray harsh chemicals to do it. In fact, one of the primary reasons for cleaning your home regularly is to clean out the many toxic chemicals that have accumulated in your household dust. Flame retardant chemicals and plastics are among them, along with thousands of species of bacteria and fungi. However, if you clean your home with commercial sprays, wipes, scrubs, and polishes, you are putting toxins into your home environment instead of removing them. The same goes for most laundry detergents, dryer sheets, and air fresheners. Even those strong-smelling lemon and pine scents, the ones many people believe are the epitome of a clean house, are created by toxic versatile organic compounds, VOC. Toxic versatile organic compounds. You do not expose yourself or your family in these toxins any longer. Okay? You need not do that. As it is simple to clean your home with non-toxic cleansers, you can even recreate the same clean scent you love using essential oils. And your home will smell much better for it while offering you therapeutic benefits at the same time. As an added bonus, by creating your own non-toxic cleansers, you will probably save money too, compared to buying commercial cleansing products. Scented products emit an average of 17 VOS. Okay, remember we talked about that VOS, versatile, organic, versatile, toxic, versatile organic compounds, VOS. And so, have you ever felt nausea, dizzy, or gotten a headache after cleaning your home with toxic cleaning supplies or using air freshener? It's probably because of the versatile oxic substances, the chemicals, VOS. Eyes, nose, throat irritation is also common at the time of use. And over the longer term, these chemicals can damage your liver, your kidneys, your central nervous system, and even cause cancer. Research by Ann Steppenmein, formerly with the University of Washington, and currently a professor of civic engineering at the University of Melbourne, Australia, and the colleagues tested 25 household products, including air fresheners and all-purpose cleansers, many of them top sellers, okay, in their category. The team found the average number of VOS emitted was 17. They wrote in the journal Environmental Health Perspective, quote, "A single fragrance is a product can contain a mixture of hundreds of chemicals, some of which, lycopene, citrus scent, reacts with the ozones and emitted air to form dangerous secondary pollutants, including formaldehyde. Okay, that's an embalming fluid. Some of these cleansers. The researchers detected 133 different VOC. Most commonly detected were lycopene, and this is coming, and there's this A beta pine scene, is that pine scent, and althethene and acetone, often used as carrier for fragrant chemicals. Each product emits 1 to 8 toxins or hazardous chemicals, and close to half, 44%, generated at least 1 to 24 carcinogenic hazardous air pollutants causing cancer, such as I'm going to attempt to announce this, arsenitide, okay, and formaldehyde, etc. These hazardous air pollutants have no safe exposure level according to U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. You can't tell what type of toxic chemicals might be lurking in your favorite cleansing supplies because such labeling is not required. The only label is required for products that you're going to take internally, but products that you're going to be cleaning your house with, they don't have to label the ingredients. And they are extremely toxic. Stellman research also found that products labeled green, natural, and organic emit hazardous air pollutants too. Fragrant products, which most commercial cleansers produce, would be classified as, are particularly problematic. With another of some studies revealed that nearly 35% of all Americans report health problems such as migraine headaches and respiratory difficulties when exposed to these chemical toxins while they're cleaning their house. That being said, a typical professional cleansing product contains more than 132 different chemicals, fragrance among them, but also glycol, ether, sulfites, solvents, prostrates, detergent, and more. So not only is it hurting you, it's hurting the environment, the earth we live on. Cleaning products particularly give rise to simultaneously exposure to the different chemical substances. Researchers wrote in the International Journal of Occupational and Environmental Health, which is why you are far better off cleaning the truly natural way. Okay, 5 essentials for your natural cleansing arsenal. Get into the good stuff. Are you ready to ditch your toxic chemicals in favor of a safe, natural, clean home? Good morning, everybody. This is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise. The health food store is located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, about 3 blocks west of Ryan, between Ryan and DeQuinda, and it's a big parking lot between us and Long John Silver. We're there to service you Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7, and you can give us a call directly at Healthwise, the area code 586-757-DIET. Again, good morning, everybody. Did the switcheroo on you? This is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise, located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, about 3 blocks west of Ryan, between Ryan and DeQuinda. And we're there to service you 6 days a week from 10 to 7. And you can give us a call directly at the store at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-DIET. Our old number still works too, 313-366-DIET. And then if you want to reach me, I encourage you to text, but you can call at 313-600-8532. If those who want to email me, you can do it at healthwisehealthfood@gmail.com. All right. This is a topic that I want to share with you today. It's more for people that you may know, or maybe even family members, who's dealing with alcoholism. Okay. I remember a long time ago, I had a family member, I'm talking about 35 years ago or something, that was dealing with alcoholism. And he came by the house, and we knew to give him some healthy nourishments. Okay, and we did that by way of some stir-fried vegetables. But we put a lot of sea vegetables in it, like, kelp and doss, okay, besides the colorful, orange, carrots and onions, green and white, red, but it provided a lot of nourishment for the body. And we gave them that noni juice, Okay, because his body was starving for nourishments, and gave him the noni juice first, and I think he might have drank maybe I don't know like 8 ounces, like a wine glass or something of it, you know. But he ate this food, and then he just had this burst of energy. He must have ran about 3 or 4 blocks, just full of energy, you know. But what it was is just dramatically re-changed his body demand for nutrients, because they put drugs in the alcohol that make you addictive to it. And when you get a body the real thing, then the cravings for the drugs is less and less. All right, but there's a whole lot more to that alcoholism, and it's this group. They don't know I'm doing this. I didn't ask them for their permission. Okay, but it's recoveryvillage.com. And their phone number, well, the recoveryvillage.com. I don't know if they're even in Michigan. I think this is in Florida. But I like the information. And it's more for people that's not alcoholics to understand the people that are alcoholics. And my question was, it started off, why do alcoholics lie? Okay. And I thought I had pulled that up, but I see I didn't. And I thought I was ready. So, pardon me as to why the alcoholics lie. And I was studying this earlier, and it just made such good sense. And I just wanted to share with you. Okay, I think this is the one. Okay, now, why do alcoholics lie? To me, it's a cry for help. Okay. But when you're a family member and you're trying to help somebody, and they don't want to do what you tell them, after a while you say, hey, I did my best. But I'm of the mindset, we're going to figure out a way and keep on, twerking it until we figure out something that works. It's kind of going against some things, but if it's a family member, it's a close friend, you kind of get kind of lost. Well, what can I do? I did all I could. The good thing about the internet is that you can ask just about any question and get an answer. That's still a good thing for us as a people on the planet to reach out and help one another. And an alcoholic uses disorder. The clinical term for alcoholism was alcohol addiction. It is a legitimate medical condition that limits a person's ability to control their alcohol use, even when it leads to negative consequences. It's like, why they keep drinking when they know it's deteriorating their liver, deteriorating their body? It's an addiction, like sugar. If you want to put their shoes on, take away somebody's sugar, or take away your own sugar, or meat. Try to take away somebody's meat. Okay, they put drugs in these things and make it addictive. Okay, often addiction causes people to begin to lie to others about their substance use. This may This may lie so that they can continue using alcohol or avoid judgment. We become the judge and the jury, but they don't want that, so they'll lie to avoid judgment. But this behavior can quickly damage relationships with friends, family members, and loved ones. You trying to help them out and they constantly lying? I can't help you if you're going to lie. You got to at least be, honest with me. But they can't. Okay? They can't. When you're dealing with addiction, you can't. You're addicted. You're out of control. If someone you love is lying about their alcohol use, it can be helpful to understand the reasons behind their actions. It's also good to be aware of the common lies that alcohol may use, as the knowledge can help you protect yourself and your addicted loved ones. That's the part that I wanted to zero in is your alcoholic family, friend, or loved ones, how it affects you. And if you have different strategies or team up with people that deal with this all the time, rather than the ego trip, oh, I can solve this myself. You're not an expert, okay? If you're trying to get somebody to get some expert help, call them up. What can you intervene in my life to help their life? Oh, yes, they can. They waiting for you to call them, okay? Just like we wait for you to call us at Healthlwise at 586-757-DIET. Lying to hide their alcohol use. One of the biggest reasons why alcoholics lie is to hide their alcohol use. Continuing to use alcohol despite difficulties in relationship is a key symptom of an alcoholic addiction. This means that an alcoholic will continue to drink even when loved ones ask them to stop drinking or get help. If someone is not yet ready to give up drinking, they are likely to tell lies to cover up the fact that they are consuming alcohol. This reduces the likelihood that someone will confront them about their alcohol abuse. Lying to get money and more alcohol. Keep in mind that when a person truly has alcoholism, they will lose the ability to control their drinking. They're out of control. So they can't control their drinking, they can't control their thinking. This means they tend to spend a great deal of time drinking, and they will often end up drinking more than intended. Alcohol abuse can also lead to job loss, financial difficulties, which can make it impossible for a person to obtain alcohol. When a person develops alcoholism, they will do whatever they can to drink, including lying to people to obtain money for alcohol, lying to avoid reactions. Another reason alcoholics lie is to avoid negative reaction from others. For instance, if parents, siblings, or significant others have expressed concern over alcohol use, the alcoholic may want to avoid further upsetting or wronging these people, because they still love you now. The love, most powerful energy in the planet and the universe, is still there. So they lying for you. The person may start lying in order to protect others. They may say they haven't been drinking, or they may minimize the extent of their alcohol abuse to make others feel less concerned. Alcoholics may also be ashamed of their alcohol abuse, which can lead them to lie about how much they've been drinking. They shameful. They don't have the nerve to tell you, yes, they consume too much alcohol. I mean, they say a 6-ounce glass of some dark wine a day is actually good for you, but don't wait all week and then take all 7 glasses on Friday night or Saturday night. No, that's not the way it go. It's one a glass of wine, maybe 2. When you get into that 3rd one, that's when you get out of control. But you should always drink an 8-ounce glass of water, whatever you drink. Beer, some water, some wine, some water, some cocktail water, whatever alcohol you drink, always an 8-ounce glass of water. Because alcohol dries you out and the water helps to rehydrate you. So you stay in control. Don't lose your control driving your car home, etc. Another reason they lie is to avoid arguments. Research suggests that alcohol abuse is distressing for families of the alcoholics. And this distress could potentially lead to arguments. For example, a wife who finds her husband drinking may argue with him about the effects he is having on the family. Over time, this can be quite upsetting for the alcoholic. So they may begin to lie to avoid confrontation. Understanding the lies, why people lie, is so important. Okay. I forgot I had hibiscus tea in there. Lying to avoid their problems. And that's, to me, is the biggest one. When you start lying to yourself, you can't never get no help if you can't face the truth. That's one of the biggest things to make for brothers addicted to alcohol, addicted to sugar, addicted to dead animal parts they call meat, addicted to, fried foods. It's over abuse. Okay. Alcohol abuse is highly correlated with co-occurring mental health conditions such as depression. In many cases, an alcoholic may be abusing alcohol in order to cope with symptoms of depression or another mental or emotional concern. If a person is not yet ready to address their emotional pain, they may lie about their drinking so they do not have to address the underlying problem. Okay, they stressed out and they don't know how to deal with it. And then you got the ego. Well, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I can, handle this. But if you drinking uncontrollably, okay, you're not handling it. Hopefully, you will come to a realization that you can't handle it by yourself and then seeking help. Praying, which is very powerful, which we've been doing in our community for hundreds of years. I would incorporate meditating and visualizing that person being in a healthy state, visualizing that person having the nerve to own up to their weakness and that they need help. I mean, see, we all interconnected. We're more spiritual than we are physical. Their spirit is crying for help. And if they come to you with a lie, that's their spirit calling for you to help them. And so sometimes talking to them directly is good, and sometimes meditating and visualizing, which is sending loving energy to them to give them the strength to own up to their challenge. Here a little section on here. Why do alcoholics blame others? Maybe we might get to that. Another reason, alcohol to avoid consequences. They lie to avoid consequences. To avoid consequences, alcoholics may feel the need to lie about the extent of their drinking or lie about attending treatment. Yeah, they say they're getting treatment, but they're lying about it. For instance, someone who is drinking heavily may lie to an employer to avoid being fired. Okay. In another example, alcoholic whose spouse, husband or wife, has threatened to file for divorce may lie about going to a treatment in order to avoid losing their loved one, losing their marriage. They they lie to hide a relapse. A relapse can feel like failure for a person who has undergone treatment. And the alcoholic may be ashamed to admit that they have relapsed. Ashamed to admit that you have relapsed. That's ego easing God out, bringing God in. Meditating, sending them love in your meditation is sending them God to them. And that's the ultimate power is God. And more we send that loving energy to them, they gonna get it, believe me. And hopefully we keep on praying that there be enough for them to realize and seek help. In the meantime, we continue to pray and meditate on them. A relapse can feel like a failure for a person who has undergone treatment, and the alcoholic may be ashamed to admit that they have relapse. Relapse leads them to feel badly about themselves, and it can also make them worry about negative judgment from others. Ultimately, they can cause a person to lie in order to hide the relapse. Again, that was the first thing they mentioned in this series here. It's the judgment. They lie because they don't want to be judged. And here they lie, they've been into a treatment program and then relapse. They're going to lie about that because, again, they don't want to be judged. Common lies told by alcoholics. There are certain lies alcoholics may tell others or even themselves when it comes to alcohol use. These include, number one lie, I am only hurting myself. No, no, no. When you got family members that care about you, that love you, you hurting them. When you got friends that care about you and love you, you hurting them. When your neighbors who care about you and love you, you hurting them. We're not in this pool together by ourselves. We got folks that love us. People who are in denial of their alcoholic addiction or not ready to seek treatment may justify their continued drinking by claiming they are only hurting themselves. In reality, this is anything but the truth. It's so true. Alcoholics can have devastating effects on family members of the alcoholic who may suffer from poor physical and mental health due to the stress and anxiety that comes from their loved one's alcohol abuse. In addition, alcoholism can harm the entire family by leading to relationship conflict, neglect of parenting duties, and financial difficulties. Number two reason, I am in control of my drinking. Another lie caused by denial is the tendency for people with alcoholic addiction to claim they are in control of their drinking. This is certainly not true. Not true. As alcoholic addiction leads to changes in the brain and a loss of control over drinking. Okay? That's the chemicals they put in the alcohol to make you lose control over your brain. And it's bad enough with the 5G and the radiation that has an effect on your brain. And then you add to that the alcohol that has an effect on your brain. Now, I would say food for the brain, not noni juice. See, if I've heard literally dozens, if not hundreds of testimonies about how the noni juice is so effective. I want to think about this brain is this guy's uncle who had nothing to do with the noni juice, who had nothing to do with it. I don't care how many hundreds of thousands of dollars people are making from it. That means people are drinking it and getting great results for somebody to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, so it must work. And they get a stroke. And the brother sent them a case of the noni juice. Okay, that's 4 bottles. I actually sent him 3 cases. The doctor didn't want to give it to him until the brother pointed the doctor into his Bible, which is the physician's desk reference. Okay. Excuse me, got a little tickle there. And that in the Bible it lists some of the many, many benefits of the noni. So the doctor said, okay, you can have the noni. He drank a case, which is like a gallon of noni a day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He walked out the hospital without a cane, assistant, wheelchair, none of that. On that Friday, his whole left side was paralyzed. It completely did something to that brain to get it to working again. Get the signals, the communication between the cells to functioning. Noni ain't no joke. Okay. And that's the original noni. Now we got a new noni called Noni Max that's 4 times stronger than the original noni. Okay. This is certainly not true, as alcohol addiction leads to changes in the brain and loss of control over drinking. Number 3, I tried to quit drinking before and it didn't work, so it won't work now. Number 3 lie. This is common lie that people with alcohol addiction tell themselves and others. However, the truth is that failed attempts to give up drinking are actually a symptom of alcoholic disorder. Someone who has failed to stop drinking needs to seek professional treatment to help themselves overcome the grid the alcohol has on their life. The grip, the alcohol has on their life. So the sooner they come to grips with that, I don't know if this thought just came to me. It's taking this list, printing it out, writing it out, and then go and sit down with them. That may be too much for a person to force them to admit they're alcoholics. Getting a guidance counselor to help guide you to guide them to the guidance counselor. See, They know that you love them. That guidance counselor, they may not know. But if you respect that guidance counselor, because you've been talking with them, and you can tell from your conversations that they really do care and really want to make a difference in your family member's life, okay? Because you've been sitting down talking with them, with that love that you have for your family member, for your friend, for your neighbor, and the respect that you have for that professional, you introduce that professional to the alcoholic. He may begin to listen to what the professionals say, and then he can guide them to seek more help. Ideally, to go to a rehab center, because the alcohol, to doing it on your own, people may die from that. That's how detrimental alcoholism is. Number 4, I've been drinking for too long. I am too far gone. No. If you still on this side of the earth, you ain't too far gone. Chronic alcohol abuse can lead to a sense of hopelessness and cause an alcoholic to feel as if they will never get any better. However, the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism reports that effective treatment can help people stay sober no matter how severe their alcohol addiction may be. To me, that's straight up Jesus. Because no matter what disease you brought before Jesus, he never saw the disease. He always saw what God saw in you, which is the ultimate health. That's your potential. Your potential to be healthy. That's the way God look at you. That's the way Jesus look at you. And those are my mentors. Just Holy Spirit, Jesus, God. To look at you as healthy. Look at that potential in you. People see the potential in me. And it's been mind-boggling. To quit a job to sell some Bahamian diet out of my trunk of my car. And then end up with a building, a brick and mortar, business, servicing people, doing what I love to do. I can say I ain't worked in 30-something years because I'm doing what I love to do. If he can help my butt, I have seen what God can do. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. I love bragging on the superhero, God. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism report that effective treatment can help people stay sober no matter how severe their alcohol addiction may be. That's the kind of group I'm looking for to help people that I know. And hopefully you can check them out. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. And they are all over the country. I know they're here in Michigan. If it's not this group, they can refer you to one that is. They don't have to do this. They're doing it from their heart to make a difference. And they guidance counselor to guide them from where they at to where we all want them to be. To get into more of tapping into their potential. Because they still on the schoolhouse planet Earth, they got work to do. And alcohol or shortchange that work. But the love that you have and the respect and professionalism that they have, that team working together to get that person to face up. And look, we love you, and we not gonna quit on you. We did the research and found out why you lying, and we here to help. We can only help those who want to help themselves. They can say, lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink, but you can create a thirst. Understanding what they doing and why they doing it, and then working with that professional, now you start dropping seeds on them, calling them up, go and visit them, not beating them up. Are you going to drink? Then to hell with you. No. If you going to drink, let you know there are ways to getting out of this cycle. They put the drugs in there to take you out, brother. They put the drugs in there to take you out, sister. Don't let them take you out. The gifts that you have, that God has given you, we need them. And they trying to trick you into not helping each other. Each one teach one. Your gifts we need on this planet. Somebody that's been an alcoholic and got turned around is not sober, so many days and all of that. They understand. And they have helped others. Some of them have become guidance counselors because they've been in the pits of hell. And they know what it's like. They didn't put your shoes on, and can help you walk out of that condition. Number 5, if I go to treatment, everyone will judge me. Everyone? Stigma is unfortunately a common concern among people with addiction. And an alcoholic may refuse to seek treatment because they fear negative judgment. Giving 2 hoots what somebody else think about you. Ooh, you talk about a loss of power. Concern about what God think about you. Not these people. Yeah, they carry spirit with them, but they ain't the source. God is the source. Care about what God think about you. Stigma is unfortunately a common concern among people with addiction, and an alcoholic may refuse to seek treatment because they fear negative judgment. Experts are fighting against the stigma that surround addiction. And the medical community does accept addiction as a legitimate brain disease that warrants treatment. Brain disease. Alcohol is a brain disease. I'm just leaning on the noni juice because noni juice is one of the most powerful brain formulas that I know. It's got over 250 or 275 nutraceuticals in it. The way this whole planet used to be, when you plant something on the ground, you get all those nutraceuticals out of the earth. Now, they don't provide that nourishment from the fruits and vegetables because they grow the food on mineral depleted soil. The plants need 3 different nutrients. That's all they put into the soil that they grow the food in. Our bodies is much more complicated than that. It needs over 90 nutrients. We call it the mighty 90. And about 70 or 80 of those nutrients is the minerals and trace minerals. Then you got your vitamins, which is useless without the minerals, because vitamins regulate the minerals, and if we don't have no minerals, there's nothing for the vitamins to regulate. So then the vitamins you take is useless. And then you got to have the oils, the omega-3s. The best one I've learned of crop is the salmon oil plus. There's krill oil. Okay, you know, fish oils, cod liver oil. It's omega 3s. To me, they ain't the best, but they better than not getting the oils in. That helps with the communication between the cells in your brain. If you or someone you love is seeking alcohol addiction treatment in the South Jersey or greater Philadelphia area, the Recovery Village Cherry Hill at Cooper can help. Our addiction rehab centers offer a wide range of services, including medical detox, residential treatment, and outpatient care. Contact us to learn more about the program that can help work for situations to help get started on the recovery journey. Now, they have a phone number, 856-890-9449. Okay, it's not an 800 number, so it's not in Detroit, so they know people that are in Michigan. They do have alcohol recovery centers here in Michigan, probably here in Detroit. 856-890-9449. 856 890 9449. Give them a call. Okay. No. I really like that. I really like that. This little section here, living with an alcoholic. Like I said, I never covered alcoholism, but if you I just can't think about the alcohol, how it's just so detrimental if you get out of control, and how your body makes an adjustments. Okay, but if you can drink like somebody under the table, and you may want to seek some medical help, because that's a lot of alcohol, and your resistance has gotten lower and lower, and you knocking on addictive door, abusing your body like that. There's a treatment, what they call it, what is it, a liver treatment that help pull these liver stones and kidney stones out of your body through the bowels rather than through the penis. Ooh. Okay. You can get these kidney stones and liver stones from the toxins that's in the air and the water and the food. Okay. That's just one thing. The alcohol, like I said, how it deteriorates this mechanism that God has given us, this body, is so powerful. And the powers that be put that stuff out there to, let you go for it. But anything is in moderation. Here, a little more information. Alcoholic abuse is common in the United States. Recent research shows that at a given year, around 14% of the population meets diagnostic criteria for alcohol use disorder. The clinical term for alcoholism or alcohol addiction. For further data further data from the National Institute of Alcoholic Abuse and Alcoholism, NIAAA, shows that 25.8% of American adults engage in binge drinking within a given month. Over 25% of American adults indulge drinking within a given month. With alcohol abuse being so common, it may be difficult to determine whether you're living with an alcoholic. There are some signs that can point towards alcoholism and give you a clear picture of whether your spouse has an alcohol problem. Then you get into alcoholism, a family disease. My spouse is an alcoholic, fundamental alcoholics, alcoholic relationships, how to help an alcoholic response. Those are different topics in this other article, again from the same organization, NIAAA. When you realize you're living with an alcoholic spouse, you probably want to do all you can to help them. After all, you likely longed for days before alcoholic took hold and when the relationship was more functional. If you truly want to help your alcoholic spouse, it is essential that you stop engaging in codependent behavior. It can be your spouse, your friend, your neighbor, your lover. This can include calling them off work sick when they are overhung from drinking, trying to get them out of trouble, or giving them money for alcohol. Certainly you don't want to see anything bad happen to your spouse, but in the end, codependence and enabling behavior only makes it comfortable for your spouse to continue drinking. They also end up harming your emotional and physical well-being. If you want help, your spouse, your friend, your family, your neighbor, it is critical you have an honest conversation about your concerns before they get to drinking. Pick a time when they are not under the influence and they seem to be in a positive mood. Avoid blaming them or judging them, because that came up several times before. Instead, be prepared to express your concern and remind them that you are coming from a place of love. And give specific examples of concerned behavior and the negative effects it has on alcoholic abuse. You might be met with denial and anger, but it is important to remain calm and avoid fighting back. Just give them love. That's what Jesus is talking about. Slap in your face, turn the other cheek. You might have to give your spouse an ultimatum and tell them that you would be glad to help them get a treatment. But if they choose not to go, you may have to step aside from the relationship until they're ready to seek help. This may be difficult to do, but in the end, it can end up saving lives. Ultimatums. I hate ultimatums. Love, I love love. Okay. And if that doesn't work, then you can try something else. I'm sure counselors, guidance counselors got all kind of tidbits to drop a seed to create a desire. So if you want some of that noni juice, you can give us a call at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-DIET. You can come get you some noni juice at 3807 East 8 Mile. It's about 3 blocks west of Ryan. It's a big parking lot between us and Long John Silver. And we're there, of course, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7 p.m. Thanks for listening and tuning in, but most important, thanks for sharing this information with other family members and friends and neighbors. Even your enemies may become your friend again. All right. Peace and love, y'all.